Hey, it's Mr. Johns, and today we're going to review Lego Speed Champions kit from 2016. So as you can see, we're looking at a box of two really cool Ford GT cars. So we've got the 2066 Ford GT40, the black car number 2, and the 2016 Ford GT, which is the red, white, and blue color scheme. So quite a bit of history between these two cars. For sure, if you're not familiar with it, and if you haven't seen the movie Ford versus Ferrari, that's what we're talking about here. So Ferrari, of course, had been nearly impossible to beat in the 24 hours of Le Mans, which is a race that lasts 24 hours straight. And Ferrari was just top. It was just the number one brand. Ford decided that they wanted to build a car that could beat Ferrari, which of course was laughable. Ford even tried to buy Ferrari, which was also laughable. So out of pure American spirit and some revenge, they came up with the Ford GT40. Now 40 stands for 40 inches off the ground. So take a ruler, take a yardstick or take a ruler and go four rulers up. Well, go to 40 inches, not four rulers, not quite 4 rulers, or take a yardstick and measure 40 inches. That is a very low to the ground car. So to the surprise of all, in 1966, Ford beat Ferrari. In fact, the top 3 cars were all Ford GTs, and so it was a fantastic car, fantastic design, fantastic company, fantastic drivers, etc. So just a great story. If you haven't seen that movie, highly recommend that you see it. And then what's really cool about this kit is that the 2016 Ford GT comes with it. And the history behind this is that in 2016, Ford won the 24-hour Le Mans again with this car, painted red, white, and blue, American colors, and it was car number 66 out of historical reference to the black Ford GT40 that had won in 2066. So this kit, you get both cars. You also get a trophy and a podium and a flagman. So there are 3 figures, 2 cars, a total of 366 pieces. The kit, when it came out in 2016, you could get it for $29.99. Now, unfortunately, Lego no longer makes these kits. This size of car, they have gone to bigger cars. I think these are called 6 wide, so they're basically 6 Legos wide, and now they do 8 wide. So they get more detail in these new cars, but you know, if you've been collecting 6 wide cars like me, or you have a city buildings, these cars are the proper scale. So a little bit sad that they don't make this size anymore, but there are dozens and dozens to choose from, and I don't have them all yet. So I'm not going to complain too much. So when you open up the box, you'll see that that's pretty self-explanatory. There's a sticker sheet, there's a bag labeled number 1, there's a bag labeled number 2, and there's an instruction booklet labeled 1 and 2. So it's pretty simple. You just grab booklet 1, grab bag 1, and go for it. So here's an original photo. Well, not an original photo, a photo of the original car. This is the actual 1966 that the Lego kit's based on, and this is the car that won Le Mans. So very aerodynamic and fast. And of course, time has passed. In 2016, we know so much more about aerodynamics, and this is the winning car in 2016, the Ford GT. So beautiful, beautiful car. So I love how a pile of Legos like this can turn into a beautiful car, and that's one reason I love building the Lego cars, is because you look at a bunch of blocky square toy pieces, plastic pieces, and you think, how in the world could you ever even come close to duplicating or even replicating at all the shapes involved in such a beautiful car like that one. So, well, you know, they do a pretty good job for square pieces. And the first thing you do is you build the figures and the trophy and the stand. So I don't want to use this. I'll probably have this in my city diorama. I have all the Speed Champion cars racing, and so through the city. And I haven't decided whether it's an official race or whether it's a illegal street race that just kind of spontaneously popped up. I haven't decided yet, but if it's an official race, I want to put some banners around the city and like welcoming the race fans and all that. And then this would be at the finish line. So I haven't decided, but it is nice that this kit included this podium, so you can have, even though there's only only 2 cars, there are 3 positions to stand on. You'd have to borrow another car and borrow another driver to have somebody standing on all 3 spots. So for me, I'm not going to have the drivers on the podium stand, so I put the trophy there. I think that's appropriate. And then there's a gentleman over on the left here with his baseball cap on backwards. He's guarding the trophy, so no one steals it in the meantime. So I started off by building the 66 Ford GT40 first, and you start looking at this chassis and you start wondering, how is this going to turn into a great looking car, especially a Ford GT40. I can start to see the axle holes, and so I know where the wheels are going to be. Not really sure what the little bumper things are on the left yet. That's part of the fun of building Lego kits, is that you just don't really know. But they have engineers, Lego engineers and designers who spend their time figuring this stuff out, so it all comes together. And of course, once you pop the fenders on and you do the body, you know, parts and put the stickers on, it definitely starts to look like a car pretty quick. And it's really cool how Lego uses their sloped pieces to make you know, different shapes on a car. That, you know, you take a blocky Lego and you make it into a shapely car. It's pretty impressive. So, you know, this of course is still Lego, and so it's not perfectly smooth and round. And I noticed that in the picture, the pieces sticking up behind the driver, those are supposed to be down, and I forgot to push those down. So I wasn't sure what they were, but they're supposed to be pushed forward. But you can see headlights and racing stripes number 2 on the hood and the doors, and it's a great looking kit. So next is the 2016 GT, and so we have the booklet, the stickers that I still have left over, and lots of red, white, and blue parts here. So again, this car is even more aerodynamic in real life, so I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but as always, it turns out great. So lots of red in the initial chassis pieces and parts here, and because this is a sponsored car, I'm not sure why there's not too many sponsors on the GT40, but there's definitely more sponsorships probably happening today and back in 2016. So a lot of times you'll spend a lot of your time putting the stickers on, and I think it's super important to make sure they go on straight the first time. I don't like them being crooked, and I hate to pull them back off again. They never quite look as good. So I try to be super careful, but I think 2 or 3 of the stickers I had to pull back off and put back on just to make them a little straighter. So if you're building something like this, just be really careful with the stickers. They'll look so much better if you put them on straight. And then here's the finished car. I love it. It's got a spoiler in the front and stickers that just look fantastic, and the spoiler on the back, which you can kind of bend forward and backward to get the look that you like. And then one kind of nice thing about this kit is that the red and white stripe here on top of the windshield, this was all printed on the plastic, so it's not a sticker. So that's just, typically that's considered kind of a nice upgrade or a higher quality piece. So, and it does look good. I mean, could they have done a sticker? Sure. But the fact that it's printed right on the plastic is kind of cool. So got your driver in there ready to rock and roll, and wheels and everything that look pretty close to the original car, which is looking pretty good. So here's the final product. You've got 2 cars, 2 drivers, the extra figure there in the background, and the trophy and the podium. I got this in Eagle at Bricknology. They have a great selection of new, used, and retired kits. And of course, this is a retired kit, which means it's not made anymore. So I had to spend a little bit more to get it. It was $110 for the kit, which is definitely more than it was originally, but that's the price you pay. And instead of having to buy it online and have it shipped and pay shipping, and I can get it, A, you can get it locally and get it right away. B, you support a local business, which I think is super important. And so if you are interested in this kit, it's going to cost you a little bit extra. You may not find it locally for a while anyway, because I bought it, but you can definitely find it online if you look around for it. And hopefully you'll get a good price on it. Definitely well worth getting. I'm a Ford person, and definitely happy to have this in my collection. Can't wait to put it in my city, and I'll probably put them up front, near up front where they belong, in front of all the other cars, especially the Ferraris, which I have quite a few of. And so that's, again, a lot of history there, just having those cars racing against each other again. So that's my review, other than saying fantastic, go buy it. Really saw nothing wrong with the kits at all, and I recommend it. This is it for today's review. Mr. Johns is out.